Most people think success comes from motivation. They wait to feel ready. They wait for energy. They wait for the perfect moment. But Stoic philosophy teaches something very different. You cannot wait for feelings to change before you act. You must act first. There'll be days when you feel tired, distracted, lazy, or uninspired. That is normal. What separates successful people from average people is not talent, it is discipline, the ability to move forward even when you don't feel like it. The Stoics believed that action is a duty. You were born to work, to grow, to improve. When your mind says later, that is the moment you must say now. Because every time you delay, you train weaknesses. Every time you act, despite resistance, you train strength. Self-discipline is not about being harsh on yourself. It is about taking control of your mind instead of letting your emotions control you. If you want confidence, success, and real mental strength, you must stop negotiating with excuses and start forcing action. Action creates momentum, and momentum changes your life. Asterisk. The biggest reason people don't take action is not laziness, it's negotiation. You wake up and your alarm rings. Your mind says, just 5 more minutes. You plan to work, but your brain says, start after scrolling a little. You promise to begin today, but you whisper, tomorrow will be better. This is self-negotiation. And every time you negotiate with weakness, weakness wins. Epictetus taught that we are disturbed not by things, but by our thoughts about them. The task itself is rarely the problem. It's the story you tell yourself about the task that creates resistance. The solution: remove discussion. When it's time to wake up, stand up. When it's time to work, begin immediately. When it's time to train, move your body. No debate, no delay. The longer you think, the stronger excuses become. Discipline grows when decisions are instant. The moment you feel resistance, act. Because action kills doubt, and the person who stops negotiating with themselves becomes unstoppable. Most people only work when they feel motivated, but feelings are unstable. Some days you feel powerful, other days you feel tired, bored, or distracted. If you depend on emotion, your progress will always be inconsistent. Seneca believed that a wise person acts according to reason, not impulse. That means you do what must be done whether you feel like it or not. You don't brush your teeth because you're inspired. You don't go to work because you're excited every day. You do it because it's necessary. Your goals should be treated the same way. Going to the gym, building your business, studying, creating content. Remove emotion from the equation. Say to yourself, this is my duty. When you stop waiting for motivation and start acting from responsibility, something powerful happens. You become reliable to yourself, and self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Discipline is not dramatic, it's quiet, it's logical, it's consistent, and the person who learns to act without emotion will always outperform the person who waits to feel ready. Asterisk, if you want success, you must build a new relationship with discomfort. Most people avoid anything that feels hard. They avoid difficult conversations. They avoid intense work. They avoid risk. They avoid pain. And then they wonder why they stay the same. Growth never lives inside. Comfort. Seneca practiced voluntary discomfort. Fasting, cold exposure, sleeping on the floor, not because he had to, but to train his mind. He wanted to prove to himself, I can handle hardship. When you willingly choose discomfort, fear loses power over you. Wake up early, even when it's cold. Finish the workout, even when it burns. Work on your goals, even when you're tired. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your training ground. Every time you push through resistance, you send a message to your brain, I am stronger than this feeling. And slowly, you become mentally tougher. You stop running from hard things. You start attacking them. Success belongs to those who can tolerate discomfort longer than others. So stop avoiding it. Embrace it. Asterisk, you don't need a massive breakthrough. You need small, consistent wins. Most people fail because they try to change everything at once. They wait for a big surge of motivation. They plan a perfect routine, and when it becomes overwhelming, they quit. Stoicism teaches simplicity and consistency. Epictetus emphasized focusing only on what is within your control, and what is always in your control. The next small action. Not the whole year, not the entire project, just the next step. Write 1 page, do 10 push-ups, make 1 important call, study for 30 minutes. Small actions may look insignificant, but repeated daily, they build identity. Every time you complete a small task, despite resistance, you prove something to yourself. I follow through. And that belief changes everything. Momentum doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from daily discipline. Be relentless in small things. Because the person who wins in life is not the one who moves fast once, but the one who refuses to stop moving. One of the most powerful Stoic reminders is this: you don't have unlimited time. Most people live as if they will always get another chance, another year, another opportunity, another tomorrow. And because of that illusion, they delay action. Marcus Aurelius constantly reflected on mortality, not to be negative, but to stay focused. He reminded himself that life is short, and wasting time is wasting life itself. Every hour you procrastinate is an hour you will never get back. Think about that. The days are passing whether you act or not. The years are moving whether you improve or not. So the real question is, will you move with time, or let time move without you? When you truly understand that time is limited, urgency is born. You stop saying later. You stop delaying important work. You stop waiting for perfect conditions, because you realize something powerful. If it matters, do it now. Success doesn't require endless time. It requires decisive action within the time you have. And the disciplined person respects time by using it. At the end of the day, nothing changes until you do. You can watch motivational videos. You can read powerful quotes. You can plan the perfect routine. But none of it matters without action. Stoic philosophy was never about just thinking wisely, it was about living wisely. Marcus Aurelius didn't just write about discipline. He practiced it daily, even while carrying the weight of an empire. And you don't need an empire to rule. You need to rule yourself. Every time you act despite laziness, you grow stronger. Every time you ignore excuses, you build character. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you shape your future. Remember this: motivation is temporary. Feelings are unstable, but discipline is a decision. So, starting today, stop waiting. Stop negotiating. Stop delaying your potential. Force yourself to take action, even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable, because your future is created by what you do now, not what you plan to do later. The choice is yours. ****